Hello, this is your weekly space news roundup for the 10th of October 2021, read by me, Philip Day of GiantLeap.space. In today's episode, Orbital Astronautics signed mission agreement to provide a 6U CubeSat for Aistech, granting GiantLeap an exclusive interview. The UK government launched the National Space Strategy. Astroscale unveil an in-orbit servicing vehicle called LEXI. The CAA have published their first space licenses since becoming the official regulators. And the hashtag Job of the Week this week comes from SpaceForge in Wales. This company is rapidly growing as they seek 2 engineers. The Job of the Week role, though, goes to their manufacturing engineer to be based in Newport. Stick around for details. Breaking news, Spaceport Cornwall gave GiantLeap an early peek at news regarding a confirmed customer launch in July 2022. More on this breaking news next. Find us on patreon.com/GiantLeap for unique membership perks such as access to our Discord server and early Roundup releases. If you'd like to feature your job as Job of the Week, or you simply need to either visit our awesome space merch store or find out more about other formats, head over to giant-leap.space. Orbital Astronautics contracted to provide satellite bus for client Aistech payload. Orbital Astronautics have announced a 6U CubeSat mission agreement with Aistech Space to conduct environmental monitoring. The team at Orbastro, a UK company focused on satellites of the smallest form factors, currently up to 16 new platforms for low Earth orbit, have won an agreement with Aistech to fly a 6U mission called Guardian. Guardian will monitor the environment using a thermal infrared sensor, which is essentially a FLIR camera. The British company are using their 6U satellite body to host the customer payload, which they will integrate for launch in Q4 this year, using a Spacex rideshare out of the United States. Guardian is the first of up to 20 similar satellites, which Aistech is planning to launch into one of the most comprehensive constellations for Earth observation that we will have seen to date. Guillermo Valenzuela is CEO and co-founder of Aistech Space. Our mission is to work with organisations around the world to tackle critical threats to people and the environment and build a better, more sustainable future for the next generation, he said. Our Guardian satellites will provide organisations with critical information for mitigating large-scale threats such as forest fires, water waste, pollution, and illegal activity. The scale of this ambition is impressive, and the implications for Orbastro are also significant. This win will allow the constellation enabling business to scale the operation more rapidly and gain greater experience in operating their complex equipment in the live space environment. CEO of Orbastro, Ash Dove J, has big plans in harnessing vertical integration of design, subsystems manufacture, and whole system engineering to make the more tailored, reliable, and efficient nanosatellite constellations and clusters of the future. He told GiantLeap exclusively. It's clear that this Aistech constellation and Orbastro development pathway are well aligned, and after extensive testing of this newly announced Guardian 6U mission, we should probably look out for further announcements in 2022. The UK government launched the National Space Strategy. George Freeman, UK Minister for Science, Technology and Innovation, and the Prime Minister launched the National Space Strategy this week. The 42-page document includes a Prime Ministerial foreword and a joint statement from Secretaries of State in charge of military and civil space activities from the UK. The strategy sets out 5 goals, 4 so-called pillars, which relate to delivering the goals, and a 10-point implementation plan. Each of these plan points covers elements of the 4 key strategic pillars, which are growth and competitiveness, science superpower, international collaboration, and resilient capability. Already, critics are noticing areas of the strategy which seem more conceptual than actionable, or perhaps even plain errors. One key industry leader told GiantLeap, "This celebrates the UK space industry legacy. It isn't really pushing us forward anywhere new." Indeed, the space commentator known as Angry Astronaut highlighted the £5 billion space defence portfolio investment 10-year plan as underwhelmingly small investment for the potential of the UK space industry, and the rapidity in which UK conceptual enemies such as China are investing themselves in the space combat domain, having already won the cyber domain battle before the West even showed up to the party. However, love it or loathe it, the National Space Strategy marks an important moment politically in the UK's engagement in space as part of our national strategic future, where previously successive governments from both sides of the aisle have diverted funds away to other projects and focus on purely terrestrial ambitions. A sea change is clearly afoot at all levels of government in the perception of space as a domain for economic growth and a location for currently incredibly high-performance investment opportunities. Astroscale announced new orbital servicing vehicle, LEXI. LEXI, standing for Life Extension in Orbit, is a servicing spacecraft akin to the Northrop Grumman mission extension vehicle known as MEV that we reported on here a few months ago. The spacecraft can locate, rendezvous with, dock and support a client satellite which is already on orbit but low on fuel. This vehicle acts as a new engine and attitude control system by capturing the old satellite and taking over functionality of moving and pointing the client spacecraft. This is commercially extremely valuable to satellites operating in geostationary orbit, which tend to be much larger than LEO satellites and have a much longer mission duration to offset the extremely high cost of these capital assets. Mission extension by 2 or 3 years could save tens of millions in replacement costs, and delays the inevitable clutter caused by dead satellites as they enter their graveyard orbits above GEO at end of service. The manoeuvre and concept have been proven by the Northrop Grumman MEV twice in recent months, and this Astroscale vehicle is highly likely to draw continued contracts from communications satellite operators in a market far from saturated by service providers. Astroscale control all of their orbital missions from Harwell Space Campus in Oxfordshire, so this new vehicle further ensures the future of that cutting-edge UK facility. The CAA have published their first space licenses since becoming the official regulators. A short news story, but an important moment. The Civil Aviation Authority took control of regulating the UK space industry just weeks ago. Now, after a rapid series of talks and applications, the first in what is expected to be a torrent of space licenses has been issued. First out of the gates, perhaps predictably enough, was the satellite communications company OneWeb, whose next launch, number 11, is expected to bring their constellation up to 50% capacity in orbit, and who continue to lead the broadband from space market, ahead of the USA's Starlink system, owned and operated by the company synonymous for 21st century space commercialization, Spacex. The breaking news: Spaceport confirmed July launch date. Next. Many of you will be aware that GiantLeap has taken a short hiatus from creating this roundup for a few weeks, as I've been focusing on welcoming my daughter to the world. Thank you all so much for all of the wonderful good wishes and even the gifts aimed at Amelia, which I know she will absolutely love. The handcrafted sweatshirt all the way from Ireland is so special, and as soon as she's big enough she will definitely love that cute stars and planet design. Thanks for your patience in waiting for the return of this news roundup, and as always, don't forget to ensure you're subscribed for the next releases as soon as they go live. As always, you're incredibly welcome to join us over on patreon.com/GiantLeap, where you'll gain access to Discord, me, and more membership perks. Spaceport Cornwall gear up to announce first commercial launch. A top senior official from Premier UK Horizontal Space Launch Facility at Newquay Airport, known as Spaceport Cornwall, has confirmed to GiantLeap this week that they have a launch locked in for July 2022. Mentioned and indeed pictured in the aforementioned National Space Strategy, the Virgin Orbit rocket, which is released from under the wing of a modified Boeing 747 aircraft before racing into orbit and releasing the payload, will take to UK skies in July. The payload hasn't yet been announced. Indeed, at the time of writing, we're waiting for the formal announcement from the spaceport. We're extremely confident in the validity of this report, however, and, if so, places Cornwall right at the forefront of the UK effort to be the first European country to launch from home soil, and lays down the gauntlet to other launch providers, in with a chance of launching to orbit next summer too. Just as this summer was the summer of stealth mode testing, next summer we'll see commercial spaceflight take true form from the United Kingdom. This week's hashtag Job of the Week comes from SpaceForge Limited. A Newport-based company, SpaceForge are expanding their engineering team with an electrician and a manufacturing engineer. Just 2 roles they're seeking for right now. The company is leveraging space as an environment for manufacturing with the aim of transforming materials and outcomes for businesses on orbit and here on Earth. I've placed the link to their job advert in the description. Of course, this role and more from this week's are already posted on our Discord server. That's you all caught up. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere else there's a like button, please smash it now. It's a great way to ensure GiantLeap gets the support we need to continue bringing you the news. On social media, we're using the hashtag GiantLeap, where we usually post several times a day. If you'd like to be a part of it there, come and join us there. Thanks for checking in, and until next time, remember that every giant leap is set up by thousands of small steps. You've been watching a giant-leap.space news roundup.